Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the spooky episode. I've just opened my Monster Energy, because tonight's going to be a long night of playing a 1,000-year-old vampire. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Drew.
Well, welcome to this, the 10th episode.
The 10th episode.
The special. And isn't it very... I was thinking this as I was setting up today. We're doing it in October. Spooky season itself.
The
for the
spookiest month of the year, yes.
One of my favourites. I think September, October are my favourite month. That kind of seasonal change. My favourite part of the year.
I am a lover of the autumnal months. Yeah, but October.
So yeah, here we are. So... yeah. We will be playing a game of a 1,000-year-old vampire by Tim Hutchings. This is normally played as a single-player game. You're meant to write a diary as if you're a vampire living for 1,000 years via some prompts. But it has been adapted by people, and I've talked about it before, to kind of have two...
You've talked about people before.
Mystery Quest. Angry Tom, specifically.
Okay.
It's been adapted... very kindly, in a format that you can do a two-person. And I'm merely a guide for you, a conduit through which we are going to express your vampire. Now, let's begin by creating your vampire. I'll read the text as per.
Okay.
Start by imagining a person in the distant past. A Roman emperor, a Mesopotamian midwife, a French knight. This person will become your vampire. Imagine where they were born and who they were in life. Now, as we spoke about, you've already thought about this all week.
I've had some good time thinking.
So you've had some thinking time. So, who is your character?
Well, my character is Thomas Hawkshaw.
Thomas Hawkshaw.
And I found his name in a list of soldiers from that time period.
What is the time period?
It would be the late 1800s.
1800s.
To the early 1900s.
Yes, 1804 is what I've got
1804,
written down. Is what you sent to me as the starting dates.
As a part of getting his character, he was a soldier in the East Middlesex Regiment, and they were based in America, fighting in the Revolutionary Wars.
Okay.
And so he was a lieutenant. I mean, I don't know how far do I go?
So you're saying your character. You're kind of talking this in a past tense, which is very interesting. So you're going to play a lieutenant in the British Army.
Yes, I am.
The British Navy or Army?
Army.
British Army.
He's a foot soldier.
A foot soldier. Okay, cool. But Thomas Hawkshaw.
Yes, and this is I went for authenticity here and found a name that was listed in officers of that time period.
Yeah.
And his name was spelt HAWFHAW, with the F meaning an S.
Okay.
But it's spelled
so it's not
Hosh. It's not Hosh. No.
Okay, fair enough. It's Thomas Hawkshaw.
It's Hawkshaw.
Yes. It's a great name.
Yes, that's why I saw it on the page and I was like, that's the name. It fit immediately for me.
Okay, here we go. So now, how this game works is we create some memories. So you have 5 memories, and in those memories you have experiences. So we're going to start by creating a memory of your early life. So perhaps give us some broad strokes from like perhaps birth to how they've become a lieutenant in the British Army.
Well, You
yes.
better.
Yeah.
I was the youngest of 7 children.
Okay.
My father was Lord Hawkshaw.
Lord Hawkshaw,
yes. But again, I was the youngest of 7, so my prospects weren't as enviable as
you weren't even the spare.
And
we were
all boys.
All boys. Oh my goodness!
So even more so.
He must have been proud.
He did all right. So basically, I became a bit of a wild child.
Okay.
And I got involved in some dalliances with some local...
So is that dalliances? Dalliances? Is that a word?
Dilliance. Oh God, is it
Dilliance? Is it Dilliance?
Dilliance? I messed around with some girls. Hold on. No, I'm gonna get this because I love the word, and if I've got it wrong in some way, which is
Dalliance?
Dalliances. There we go.
That's
yes.
It. Okay.
I done some dalliances with the local girls.
Okay.
And there were some situations that got me into a lot of trouble with the father.
Okay.
And so the only option, rather than me, being banged up or something, they paid for my commission in the army.
Okay.
And that's how I found myself in the US of A.
Did Mr. Thomas Hawkshaw, did you enjoy your army?
I learned a lot. I was a good huntsman at home, so I was quite adept with an.
Did you live on an estate?
Oh yes.
Okay,
yes,
so we're definitely wealthy here. Okay,
very wealthy. But again, because I'm the
you're not seeing anything.
I'm
in
not
that
seeing
inheritance.
much of that. No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to put for your memory, and I think you should probably write some of this down as well for your notes.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So I'm putting for your first memory is army career. Very good. Okay, so now let's create 3 mortals to add to your vampire's record sheets. So these will be 3 characters, going back to your present day, and in present day I mean 1804.
Yes.
3 people that your character, Mr. Thomas Hawkshaw, know. These can be people that are enemies, these can be friends, these can be lovers, but we need 3 people, if you would, please.
Now, to give me some context then.
Yes.
Are these people that I am going to will I be with them for my entire story?
No, so it says very specifically mortal characters, and without spoiling too much,
so
a lot can happen.
That works.
But,
well,
so 3 people in your day-to-day life as Thomas Hawkshaw in the army, who are you dealing with on a regular basis?
I'm going to mention Meriwether Lewis.
Okay, I need to write some of this down. So.
Captain Meriwether Lewis.
Very good, yes, and who is that?
He is the captain of the Corps of Discovery Expedition.
Corps of Discovery Expedition.
And they have been commissioned by, I've forgotten his name, the president at the time, Thomas Jefferson. He's the president, and he's commissioned me, my friend Meriwether Lewis, and the other person is Second Lieutenant William Clark.
William Clark, yes, a familiar name.
So
didn't look them up. Should have probably done that.
Yeah. So Lewis and Clark was the other the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Of course, yes.
It's also the name of that. And a good friend of mine who I brought on board, Sergeant Charles Floyd. Now he was a quartermaster on our expedition.
Well, you've started this very historically accurate. Now, I will say, having done this a few times, this will not continue to be historically accurate. And he was the sergeant, wasn't he? He was Sergeant. Charles Floyd.
Yes. Now, the 3 gentlemen are all Americans.
Okay.
So I'm putting up with them a lot.
Okay.
Because I'm British through and through.
Okay. Well, now that you've created your 3 characters, and we've discovered their relationship, they're all army. You're very army related. There's no civvies that you're interacting with. It sounds like you're just with the army in this. Okay.
Well, just to be clear, I think at this point they're more kind of they've given them those titles for the expedition. They're not really
in the army. You've been perhaps recruited as a token gesture of military. The British Army want to have
on their names.
A British armyman is needed on board. The British Army is put some money towards the expedition for some glory.
And again, it'll come back to my skill set.
Okay, very good. So now we need. Can we have 3 skills befitting of Thomas Hawkshaw?
Well, I want to say I'm very skilled at a rifle.
Okay, you're a rifleman. Cool.
Yes, I'm a rifleman. And in the bayonet that's included with that, because it's the old bit of stabby at this time in history.
Yeah, I did some research, God forbid, and I wrote down kind of a few jitterings of British history, which now seem pointless at this point, because we're in America. But we're dead middle of the Napoleonic War at this point.
Yes.
So rifles and bayonets feel very appropriate.
I've also got a sabre. Now, do I class that as an additional skill?
No, so We get to resources in a minute.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
just
no, I
doing
meant to
skills.
say I'm skilled
no.
with a saber.
No, let's
So
just
we
keep
can-
rifling. Let's do some vague.
Vague.
some
Okay,
vague.
fine.
So we've got
fine.
a rifleman bennett. So now,
Okay.
what would your second skill be?
I am highly adept at hunting and foraging.
Hunting and
I'm at
foraging.
home in the
In
wilderness.
the wilderness, yes. From your years on the estates.
On the estate.
You were
and
never
then becoming
needed. You were never
yeah.
needed in court or in London ever. Your parents basically forgot about you, so you just lived in the wilderness. I like it already. You definitely feel like the forgotten heir. You know what I mean? Okay, and your final skill,
Gambling.
gambling. Well, that's okay.
Well,
That's cool. We'll go with it. I like it. This does talk to your perhaps wild past.
yes.
I like that. Now, finally, we're going to need 3 resources.
Okay.
These can be anything. So these resources can be almost anything, big or small. A resource can be an obsidian knife or a fleet of warships in this example.
Wow, that's
So
a
you could be-
fleet of warship. Well, I'm on the ground. I'm real.
No.
I have my rifle, which I kept from
So
my
you got your
days.
rifle. Very good.
It's a pattern 1776 infantry rifle.
Dang.
Did some research there.
You know what? I should have known this from an older white man. Of course, it was going to be historically accurate. I can't wait till we get to World War II.
Now, I also have my officer's saber,
Officer Sabre. Okay.
Yeah. and I've got an axe.
Wow, you're kitted out.
Yeah. I mean, I did put in there chronometer and sextants and
You got 3 items.
octants.
You got 3 items upon you.
Things for,
So you've gone with rifle, sabre, and axe.
Yeah.
God forbid we do any combat. Okay.
Well, the axe is there because I am out in the wilderness and I need to build.
Yes, out on this expedition. No,
Yeah.
it's a tool rather than a weapon.
Yes.
It's very, very weapon style. Anyway, now we're going to need 3 memories from you now. These 3 memories in the past have got to relate to your skills, your people, or your resource. Any combination of 2 of those things, we need a memory, essentially.
Okay. My sabre was something that was gifted me by Sergeant Charles Floyd.
Okay.
We met at the end of the Battle of Yorktown, or the Siege of Yorktown. British were defeated. It was quite a bitter experience, to be honest. But one man I met at the time was Sergeant Floyd, and he gifted me my sword back.
Okay.
Because
that's very noble.
that
talks to his character. War had finished.
Yeah, it was something my father had given me.
Amongst men, yes.
So, yeah, he was able to find it and return it to me.
Okay.
Before I was...
Well, that's a lovely thought. A sense of brotherhood or, camaraderie. I think is good. So that's fantastic. Okay, another memory, if you would, please.
Okay.
We also, with these memories, we're looking for perhaps a vibe, like a trait of your personality that would have been discovered whilst this memory occurs. Do you know what I mean? In that kind of like a core memory that influenced who you are. So in that one, I'm going to talk about camaraderie.
During my time after the end of the American Revolutionary War, I spent a lot of time in America. Well, I didn't go home. Basically, I didn't have anything to go back to. Okay. So I decided I'd make a life here.
Well, can we maybe briefly talk on that? Perhaps why is there nothing? You came from a very wealthy estate. Perhaps you've been disowned. Have you been disowned by the family in your...
Yeah, I mean, I had some good times when I was back in Blighty.
Yes.
I met a lot of ladies, did a lot of gambling, won some, I lost some,
So you have been essentially exiled from your family, the Hawkshaw family.
Well, my dad was really quite angered with me. The embarrassment to him, his name, was great.
Okay.
And it meant that he was almost pushing the money to me to join me.
Okay, so army. It wasn't perhaps exile in name, but in nature, it was exile.
Yes.
So going back. So after the war, you didn't really want to go back. No need.
But
you're enjoying America.
For me. My father had died in this time.
Okay.
Yeah, and my eldest brother, who despised me became the
new head. So
yeah,
you're right. There is absolutely nothing to go back to. So
and,
so whilst in this time, let's talk about it.
I was bitter from my wartime.
Yeah.
So I just I did what I could. I was good at exploring and hunting and gathering. So I helped the homesteaders, the people that came new to the country, trying to explore America, find a bit of land for themselves, and I helped them in that.
Okay, so on the Oregon Trail kind of thing,
this is pre-Oregon Trail because the Oregon Trail hasn't yet been discovered.
Okay, I didn't know these things. I'm glad we got a historian in the room because
I'm learning. This is the book I should have read in advance of this rather than skimmed. So, is that one memory? Do you think? At that point?
So we need an item and a skill, or an item and a resource, or a resource and a skill. In there.
Okay. So
should we talk about maybe the axe and the hunting and foraging?
Yeah, the axe. The axe became a tool. It was something I found.
That's definitely your explorer heritage. You've got a bit of explorer in you.
Yeah.
Good. I like.
And that's what I did after the war. I became a frontiersman.
Okay. Now we need one more memory. Can I suggest one? Perhaps.
Go on.
Perhaps with the captain. Maybe you've met him before. The trail.
It would have been the lieutenant that I met.
You would have met the lieutenant.
Yeah, that was my
thought
with
William Clark.
Yes, William.
Perhaps you met him.
Bill.
You stumbled upon him being perhaps assaulted by a bear in the wild.
Well, that would be more adventurous for me and him. We got into a fight.
Oh, you got into a fight?
Yes, we got into a fight. Not me and him.
No, on the same side?
On the same side, yes. That's how we became friends. We were in a town and... there was a bunch of us gambling at the table.
Okay.
And we were having a really good time. I had a brilliant hand.
Where are you in this? Are you in the west? Are you in the homestead areas?
This is more east.
More east, okay.
Yeah, this is civilization.
Well, you can gamble anywhere.
There's a lady on my hand. On my arm.
Your hand?
Yeah, on my hand.
Must be very small.
Well, she sat on my hand, if you know what I mean.
Oh, goodness me.
Going into this character now.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Okay, go on. Hit me.
So with that, I've got a really brilliant hand. Mm-hmm. But old Bill,
yep,
it gets into a scuffle with the guy opposite. Mm-hmm. Of course, money flies everywhere, cards are everywhere, and fists are flying. But I go in on Bill's side because he seemed like a nice chap.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say that's good judge of character. Standing up for what's right. So I like that. So, but what item or skill were you using? Gambling. You were doing your gambling, yes. Good. Good that you were gambling.
I would have won that hand as well. Damn him.
Gambling with William Clark.
Bill. I suppose he's not your friend, is he?
He's not my friend.
He's not your friend.
I'm a benevolent god. He's not my friend. Okay.
Wow.
Now.
Ego.
Now. The last thing we need. So we need now the tale of how you became the vampire. Now, in this tale, firstly, you don't need to be a vampire. I think that's something to make clear. It's more a supernatural being. You could be like a werewolf or a ghoul or any kind of, out there being. Mm. We now need the story of how you became the vampire. Now, in this will be your last memory. Mm-hmm. And in this memory, we need the immortal being that turned you into the monster you are. And we also need a mark. Now, a mark is something that will define you as supernatural. So this is something that can't be removed, that labels you to a passer, if they look close enough, as something different, something beyond what is possible. So can you give us that tale, please, perhaps?
Well, we began the expedition to find the Northwest Passage. We left on May 14th, 1804. We were 45 strong. We sailed in a keelboat and 2 pirogues.
A pirogue, if you will,
is a dugout canoe with an out spar, whatever it.
I know you mean, like the kind of bar, like like a float on the side. Stabilizing wheels.
We started, up the river, and many days passed, and we went through many Indian nations that we knew. And I'm not a great boatsman, I'll be honest. I and Sergeant Floyd fell out of the boat at some point, and it was fast-flowing water, so we were pulled downstream, lost our companions for a while, and we managed to get to shore, and we walked for quite some time, and then we came across a very odd Indian settlement. Nothing I'd come across before. Everything seemed to be burnt, but there were still people there. So we approached with peace in mind, but we were met with fury like I've never seen before.
Okay.
And both myself and Charles, we were held captive. And at that point, the medicine man came out. And he stood above me. And he brought forward a bowl with this blood-red liquid in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he forced my mouth open and poured this liquid down my gut. And the next thing I remember is convulsing, my whole body convulsing.
Okay.
And I went, the only thing I can think of is on some sort of vision journey. I was a bear running through the forest. And I came out of the forest and I realised I was running away from something. And I kept looking around my back, behind me, and I couldn't see what it was. I could hear this noise, this great wind noise. I couldn't see it though. And the next thing I know, there's agonising pain in my shoulders. And I'm being lifted up by this giant eagle. And its claws are ripped into my shoulders. I wake next and I'm attached to something wooden. And my shoulders are bleeding. And I feel different. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. So to resolve that for the game. That was really good.
Wow, I really emoted there. Come on.
No, you did do it. It was fantastic. It was really good. Thank you very much for that. So, God. No, it was fantastic.
Okay,
come on now.
Okay.
It was lovely.
Thank you.
Give yourself some credit. So the immortal being in the tale. Can we have that, please?
The immortal being?
Yes, you need an immortal.
It's this medicine man.
The medicine man.
Yeah, the medicine
man. I like that. We're going to call him the medicine man.
Yes, I don't know who he is.
That's good. The medicine man. Right. The mark that has been left upon your body.
Claw marks. Continually seeping.
Claw marks. Ah, I like that. Claw marks continually seeping. Very nice. Okay, and the memory is... What would you describe that memory as, perhaps?
Traumatic?
Trauma. I'm just going to be the I'm going to just put the medicine man, actually. I love that. That's a great kind of turn of phrase. I don't know. Expression. Now, okay, so now we get into the game first. Yeah. Let's do a recap. You are Thomas Hawkshaw. You are now in the kind of what we'd call Canada now. In the northern parts, probably higher than that even. Probably in the
I don't know if I'm that high up. I don't. Okay. It's still warm.
Still warmish. Okay, cool. So we're in North America.
North America somewhere.
In the wilds. You are taken by some natives. You're the crew. You're people you know. Meriwether Lewis, William Clark, and Charles Floyd. Yes. Where are they now?
Well, I don't know where Meriwether and William are right now. They went on the boats. I'm looking around for Charles. I can't see him.
But that we get for the sake of this, we know that they're alive. You can sense that they're alive.
Yes.
You can sense that
I
you were
feel
never
like
going
Charles
to...
is somewhere near me because he was taking it at the same time as me.
Perhaps you can sense that. Perhaps there's something in you now that you can sense. Okay. Now we begin the game in earnest. I would like you to tell... I've lent Mark my lovely dice set and my personally handmade by me dice tray. could you please?
Oh gosh! And I was calling it a hat earlier on, and you handmade this yourself.
Yes.
What a doofus!
That's fine.
Apologies.
Could you take the D6, which is the normal square dice, and the D10? Would you like me to point out the D10?
Well, it
it's
would
the
help,
one that
'cause-
looks quite symmetrical. Is kind of a thimble. Yes, that's the one. So those are your two dice. Now, what you're going to do?
It's got 40, 60, and
Yes, it's the D100. If you get another one, there should be two in there. One looks very similar to that one.
that's
a
8.
D8. Yeah.
There we go.
Do we have the dice?
them.
Okay, we have the dice. Now, you're going to roll those and you're going to subtract the D6 from the D10. And that will land us upon our prompts. I will then read our prompts and we will discuss. I will merely guide you on perhaps how we resolve those.
Okay.
Okay. And thus we begin. Mark, if you could please roll.
0.
0.
Yes.
Well.
There's a 4 and there's a 4, so...
Okay. I always like this as a starting point. In your blood hunger, you destroy someone close to you. Kill a mortal character. Create a mortal if none are available. Take the skill Bloodthirsty. You must now kill one of your faithful members.
Well, this will be Sergeant Charles Floyd.
Okay.
Well, and I'm going to rip out his appendix.
Whoa.
Do you know why I'm going to rip out his appendix? This is really fortuitous.
This is going to go in the medicine man memory, by the way. So you're going to rip out Charles Floyd's appendix.
It's fortuitous because his character is the only one that dies on this expedition. He dies about a month in or something.
So tell me. Of the expedition. What?
No. What does he die of? Come on.
Oh, of a burst appendix.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, let's roleplay the scene. So
you
are stumbling through the wilderness, and there, in the bush, you hear the bush rattle, and out pops Charles Floyd. Floyd? What is it?
Charles Floyd. Sergeant Charles Floyd. Quartermaster to the stars.
Okay. What's that? He comes out, and he's, oh, thank goodness I found you, Thomas Hawkshaw. This is... What an expedition this has been. Are you well? And in your brain, all you see is the meat before you. Your eyes, a filter of red, screens across it and explain what happens next.
I growl.
Growl.
I lurch forward, unsteady on my feet. All I can smell is food.
Okay.
So I reach forward and grab at him. He fights me off.
Yeah, is there resistance? Yeah.
There is resistance. But I'm stronger somehow. More than I've ever been. And I dash him against the ground. I grab a rock and beat against his head. And I bring out a small knife that I have. And I stick it in his belly. With a slice.
I like it. Can I point out one flaw?
What?
They look at this body and go, yeah, it's the burst appendix, not the caved in skull. No, I like it.
Come on.
They can't find the head. They can't find the head. There's no head.
It was a cover-up.
Scan.
They don't want
you to know.
They don't want to know about me.
Yeah. Mark, this is something... I like this. Okay. You're potentially your best friend. You're the only person you know within maybe 100 kilometres of you.
Yeah.
Is now dead. You are now stumbling the wilderness alone. You're not quite sure what's happened to you. Your hands are soaked in blood. Appendix in mouth.
Oh.
Your clothes a tatter. Could you roll again, please?
Which way?
So you want to take the D10 and you want to minus the D6.
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So, you're overcome by panic and maul someone close to you, accidentally turning them into a monster like yourself. Convert a beloved mortal character into an enemy immortal. Take the skill Ashamed. So let's think. So you've got Just going to cross out Charles Floyd. You have two characters, both on this ship. Perhaps you've got to now go and find them.
But I'm gonna. They lived. No. Okay.
I'm shaking my head. No,
okay.
One of them doesn't.
Okay. So, I must have some senses left to me during my blood rage that I managed to follow the river, and I follow it upstream, and I can see smoke in the near distance, and it must be the expedition, and my friends and people that can look after me and help me in whatever's happened. So I walk as quick as I can. I begin to run, and I get closer to the camp. And then I see before me Meriwether Lewis, and he's standing there. And he says to me, "Thomas, are you okay? What's the matter, Thomas?" And again, I smell only the food.
Mm.
And the bloodlust takes me again.
Oh, goodness. Remember, this time, you convert them to a monster like yourself, and they become immortal. So they're not going to die.
Okay.
So how would you perhaps... You're still unsure of your senses. This new being that you've become, perhaps you're trying out new features of yourself. How will you convert them?
He manages to call me over, closer to him, and he takes one look at me, and he seems very much in control of the situation. "Dear sir, what's happened to you?" he says. And I'm looking at him, and I'm remembering he's a captain, he's above me. I can't kill him. I can't. But again, I must have the taste of blood again. So I lurch at him and bite into his nuck. His nuck. Bite into his neck.
Bite into his neck.
And I begin to suck.
Oh, goodness me. No, keep going, Mark.
Keep going.
You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
The sound effects.
Lovely Foley work.
At which point he whimpers.
Can we get some Foley work on that, please, as well?
And it brings me back to myself. And I realise what I've started doing to him. And so I get out my small knife, which is already a little bit bloody from earlier on, and I cut my wrist. And I feed the blood. I don't know what I'm even doing, but I'm doing it into Meriwether's mouth. And he collapses on the floor and starts to shudder. I'm panicking at this point that somebody else might hear us from the camp, so I drag him as far away as I can before I fall exhausted to the floor and pass out.
Cool. I like that. So you're both now... more immortal people now than you have mortal people. So you have... Meriwether Lewis is now an immortal enemy, by the way. It does say specifically enemy.
I've created an enemy here.
Created an immortal enemy. You've also gained the skill ashamed. Okay. Thank you very much. So let's get the next roll. So what we're going to find as we go is we're going to do a lot of short-term kind of scene-by-scene blows, and then they're going to kind of gradually go into more like a year-by-year, decade-by-decade, and we might role-play a little bit of compacting it back in again.
Yeah.
It'll expand out and compact in. So if you'd like to do another roll,
it's a bit like Choose Your Own Adventure, but you have to write the Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, I'm getting it.
If we could move off prompt 1, that'd be lovely.
Oh, we're still on prompt 1.
Yes, still on prompt 1. We've got to roll more than 0.
For fuck's sake.
You know the 0 on the D10 is 10, right?
No, because it's still... I'm rolling a 5 and a 5.
5 out of 5. Really? Well, we got one more prompt on this one.
All my friends are either dead or immortal enemies.
Welcome to 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. Okay, the last prompt of prompt 1. And if we move straight on to prompt 2 if you don't. Okay. You were captured and enslaved by a wicked and powerful supernatural entity. Create an immortal character. How do you eventually escape their servitude? Check a skill. Take the skill. Humans are cattle. Strike out all immortal characters as 100 years have passed. Take a resource you have used for evil while service to your former master. So I'll read that all again. So what's happened is you've now been taken captive by some kind of supernatural being. You are essentially their slave for 100 years. You eventually escape in that 100 years. How do you do it? And what item do you take from your villainous time in their servitude?
Okay. What fits for me, I'm going to check with you if this will work.
Absolutely.
Is this actually the medicine man?
He's captured you back.
Yes, he's captured me back because I wasn't supposed to get away.
Yeah, no,
I recovered quicker.
Yeah,
they were expecting. And I got away. And they were hunting me down after that point.
Mm.
And I'm put to work.
How have they enslaved you? How have they got you?
There was after the red liquid, there was supposed to be a black liquid.
Okay.
And that puts me in a trance.
Okay.
And I become subservient to the medicine man.
I like it.
And I am used to fight against the encroaching white man.
Okay.
So I'm just seen as this dark, painted killer.
And thus begun the rumours of Bigfoot.
No, it's something more dark and sinister.
Okay. Well,
it's not me.
The Brothers Grimm stories, all these cheerful kid stories, all have a sinister beginning.
Yeah.
So perhaps this is how that.
Well, I'm just some sort of unknown dark killer that strikes at homesteaders and any
the
army
very people you were helping years ago.
And
now,
in any army force that's sent out to harass the native peoples, I'm put into service there. But after 100 years of this, passing from medicine man to medicine man.
Well, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make it 50 years, just because I want to.
Okay.
I want to use some more.
50, okay, sure.
We'll make it 50 years.
50 years. Okay. Well, 50 years.
William Clark, second lieutenant. He's dead. He died. You don't even know if he made it or not on the expedition.
Well, historically, he survived.
Historically,
he became the governor of Virginia, I think. Something. I should read the book. It's got lots of. It's fascinating, but it's not on my list right now.
Okay.
So 50 years.
50 years. So you've also gained the skill. Humans are cattle. As we found from the slaughter.
You've
become numb to it. You're not even human really anymore.
Yeah, I'm just slaughtering who I'm told to slaughter.
Perhaps you've got an item. Perhaps they've given you a tribal weapon in your your calling card.
It'll be some sort of club with obsidian in its end. The claw. Yeah, the claw fits. The claw. Yeah.
Cool, and I'm going to put that under your last one of the medicine man. So that is captured. How do you escape this servitude to the medicine man? And tell me about your day.
You see, it's the second generation.
Okay, so the medicine man's immortal. First.
Oh, is he?
He is
okay.
Immortal,
Oh, right.
So
Okay. Oh, he just gets lackadaisical one day. Just forgets to give me the medicine that makes him control me. But pretty pedestrian.
You just snap out of it maybe one day.
I think
it builds up
I know.
Resistance. Okay.
I am sent out to a homestead that I've actually been to before, many years ago.
Okay.
And there's an older woman there who recognises me. and cannot understand why I am not aged. And she calls out my name, Thomas. Such a Thomas.
Yeah.
Is that really you? And it was one of my old dalliances.
She's now a granny.
She's a granny.
It's been 50 years, yeah.
Yeah. And she remembers me. She sees me and still remembers me. I was the love of her life. Though I was a cad and a bounder, I was still the highlight of her life.
Goodness me.
And she recognises me. But her saying my name, my British name,
Your
from my
human
childhood,
name.
from my life, my human name.
Yeah.
And I snap out of it.
Nice, that's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And you will scurry away.
Scurry away.
You don't kill her.
I don't kill her. I just run away.
You stepped back into being a bit more of a human.
Bewildered, but still aware of what's happened.
For the last 50 years, you've been essentially an animal. An animal. Just at servitude, you've lived probably in a cave, eating humans, along with bringing it back for your master, the medicine
Just
man.
appendices.
Just appendices.
That's
appendices. Okay.
Appendices.
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 I don't know how rich in. I think they're very rich in minerals and vitamins. Anyway,
I don't know, there's got to be some reason for
so
them.
you've come back to your. You've had a long stint of being the monster, and you've come to a bit more. You've come back into the world.
Yes.
Could you give me another roll, please?
Give me another 0. 1.
Horrified at your nature,
Yes.
you withdraw from society. Where you hide? Where do you hide? That's a question.
Well.
Where do you? How do you feed? Create a stationary resource which shelters you. So where are you hiding? Now you've snapped out of it. You know you're no longer enslaved to the medicine man. Where do you go hide? And where do you kind of figure yourself out, perhaps over a few years?
I head further north.
To the cold. Perhaps the cold calms you. You know, it settles you.
I build myself a log cabin. A beautiful log cabin.
With your axe?
Yes, I have my axe.
You're explorer. You build a log cabin.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I build a home for myself to shelter. To feed. I take a kind of petty vengeance out on the local natives.
Oh wow, we've turned on the natives now.
Well, they were the ones that put, I'm sorry, they put this curse on me.
No animals.
I have no control. I must have appendices.
So you've now got a log cabin as well. Good, yes. So you must have appendices. That's your kind of fix.
That's it. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we'll see. You live there for a couple of years, and you gain peace. How would you reflect? What do you think Thomas Hawkshaw would be thinking about in this time?
I think definitely shame.
Shame, yeah. Well, you got that as a skill.
Frustration at having lost my life. 50 years of my life.
Mm. What is a life? You're immortal now.
Yeah, but that this is 50 years in. I'm not really getting it yet. Yeah. I'm still at a point where I still feel like I did, when I was in my mid to late 20s, late 20s I would have been when this whole thing started. Mm-hmm. So I'm still feeling like I'm just I haven't really noticed the fact that technically I'm an 80-year-old man. Mm. I've spent 50 years in the days. I don't really know how many years it's been.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
It'd be like a blur, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to my own people because I've become a monster. Mm. So I'm shunning myself.
You're really dealing with that.
And I'm really taking vengeance out on those I feel to blame for it.
Absolutely. Well, I like that. That's good. So we're finding some peace, some revenge, finding a little bit of everything in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, would you like to roll again?
Yes.
We're going to assume a couple of years in there, perhaps, of sorting oneself out and just trying to figure out.
Just deciding. 6.
You are recognised for what you are by another creature like yourself. Create an immortal character, lose a resource, and gain a skill. What did you lose to them?
The log cabin.
So the log cabin's gone.
It's burnt down.
Burnt down. How did it burn down? Who discovered you? What immortal character? You have lots of immortal characters.
It's the medicine man.
The medicine man's back.
No, not the medicine. The medicine man has taken on a new
His new slave. Who is it? Do you want to give him a name? The Apprentice?
Doug McClure.
Doug McClure. Well, that's very different from The Apprentice. Doug McClure.
Yeah.
How did you get that name out of him? Was it on a name badge?
Okay, I wouldn't know his name, would I?
I'm going to say through something. Maybe it's Brotherhood of the Taken. You can just sense his name.
Well,
Doug McClure. How does he stumble across you?
Why don't we call him the Man?
The Man. Okay, we'll call him the Man.
And then, if we can, in the story beats, if we can find a way, because at the moment he's attacked me. You
were just in your log cabin.
Yeah.
Thinking at peace.
And the next thing I know, there's a fire on my roof. The roof is on fire. It's thatch, and it's going up in flames. And I come out, and there's this man. He's standing there before me, and I recognise him as a kindred beast.
You can see the blood marks
in
his shirt.
And he comes at me, but I'm quicker.
Okay.
And I stab him with my saber.
Nice. It's pretty remarkable you've kept your saber, rifle, and
axe.
Maybe they were always in your cave, you know.
I think they were just shredded on my my garments. I haven't changed. They haven't given me clothes. These times of servants, I just had everything on me still. There was no cleaning of me. There was no.
You were just.
These were the things I've done after. Once I've regained my consciousness.
You've rebuilt yourself.
Yes.
You maybe in your years away, you sharpened your swords.
Yeah.
You cleaned your muscle. You brought it all back. And it was part of
and I found supplies in Native American homes, communities. They would have had these supplies themselves for their own weapons and stuff, and I managed to maintain the things I kept. But my uniform is long gone. That's gone to tatters.
Yeah, that's just not.
But I've got strips of leather left over from belts and things I've I found and hunted. So I've got my equipment still, but I'm in furs but I've tried to gain some of my gentleman.
Yeah, you try to regain yourself.
Yes.
I think that really talks to the character of Wilde's at heart, but with the army stuff, you've tried to kind of calm yourself and put this tempered blanket over that. I think that's where more extremes. You've had a wild 50 years, and now you're trying to put that blanket back on top of.
Yeah, try and regain some.
But now sense of decorum, kind of thing. Humanity.
Humanity, yes. Yeah.
But here comes Doug McClure. Burning down your house.
Well, I strike him a blow, sir.
You do.
And he runs.
But you are now homeless.
Yes.
You need a skill. You need a skill that you gain from this.
I can't think of a skill that I would have learned from that moment. I might have learned resilience in the sense that I've got to accept.
Sometimes skills don't need to be skills. So, one of your skills is being ashamed. I think that's really a skill. So,
okay. It's going to be something like resilience.
Resilience.
Realizing this is a sign that I cannot live on the outskirts of civilization anymore. This is the thing that drives me to go, I need to re-enter society.
I'm going to put this under your army career. In talking about that wild at heart, trying to temper it, this comes under there. The burning of the log cabin.
Losing of my home.
Yeah.
Something I've built for myself.
Cabin. Oh. You were regaining yourself and here, struck down. Well, now you're in the wilderness again, on your own. Roll again if you please.
4.
Okay. New laws and social norms make it harder for you to hide among the populace. How are you nearly caught and destroyed? Check a skill, create a mortal character who assists you. Now, a lot to unpack.
A mortal, did you say?
A mortal.
Yes.
Character.
A mortal.
So, what we're going to say here is, I'm going to interpret that for you, and you're going to reinterpret the prompt for the context.
Yes.
You've tried to re-enter society. You've thought, I can't be in the wilderness. The medicine man's going to find me. Perhaps the best way. Perhaps let's not hide in the trees. Let's hide in the people. in the populace. So you've decided to head south, perhaps.
Hold on. Map of America.
Oh, we're still trying to be accurate here.
Well, no, to
gauge where you could have gone.
Yeah.
I understand. That's fair.
I want to find a big city, I think.
Mm. So we're going to say I'm going to say you're going to try and integrate, but you're going to find it very hard. And a mortal character spots you and aids you in just trying to get into society, perhaps, you know? So maybe at first it's quite rocky in that kind of terms. You're nearly caught and destroyed, but someone comes to save you and you kind of integrate a bit better. So that's kind of the prompt I'd like you to now fulfill.
Okay. So I walk for many, many weeks. Sometimes passing settlements that I knew as just a few huts that are now small towns with churches and communities growing. But I don't want to be recognised again. Even a small chance of somebody knowing who I am. Mm. So I keep walking further east, coming to the coast and coming across New York.
Wow, the biggest city.
The biggest city.
The best place to hide, arguably. Yeah. They're not going to find you here.
Yeah. So I try to find some lodgings. And here I come across a man called Florence.
Florence. I like that. A man called Florence. That
Yes.
sounds like a song.
I never knew if it was a nickname or his real name. Never asked.
Never needed to.
Never needed to. He put me up with some lodgings. Mm-hmm. And he set me on some work to pay for those lodgings too.
Perhaps talk of the turmoil that you first encountered when you got to New York and how perhaps Florence got you out of that turmoil in some way.
Well, the turmoil didn't start until after I started the work.
Oh, okay.
I went down to the docks and met another man called Douglas, who Florence had recommended me to. I didn't like the cut of Douglas's jib. Mm. But he set me some work, offloading the ships, the great ships that were...
The trade.
The
international trade, yeah.
Yeah, offloading the...
This will seem so... It's been, maybe 50, 60 years since you were last... This must be completely different.
It was more than anything I'd ever come across. I'd been to London. Mm. And this was bigger. It felt bigger. And there were so many ships, so many people, so much trade. It felt like there was money to be made somewhere. Mm. But I was never the wise person with money. Yeah. So anyway, Douglas, mm-hmm. He becomes suspicious of me because I can lift more than a man.
A man of you,
a larger man than I. He became suspicious of me, distrustful even. And this must have been going on for several weeks. And in that time, I'd gained the trust of Florence. We felt like companions, almost friends. And Douglas's suspicions had been raised to the point of calling me out with some of his more superstitious friends.
Okay.
Perhaps
so some superstitious people, they know of you.
Yeah.
They know of he's got the he's got the signs of one he's probably not human.
It comes to a head when a large barrel falls off a ship, striking me, ripping my skin-tight, shirt off my back.
Yeah.
Revealing the claw marks upon my shoulders.
No.
And so a bit of a mob of people start shouting and jeering and pulling around me. And it could have been really bad, you know. But thankfully, Florence just happened to be in the area on business, and he came to my aid. He threw me in the back of his cart and took me to the other side of the city. And he asked me, he said, "Where did you get those scars?" So for the first time in my entire new life, I tell somebody.
Whoa.
I tell him everything that happened.
Deep trust with Florence.
Yeah.
Definitely deep camaraderie.
He's a buddy.
But he's got you through some hard times already. In such short time, he's gotten you through the tough stuff. And you open up, you tell him what's happened, you tell him that, and how does he react?
He hesitantly, I can see him fighting the urge to run. But he's come to know me as a friend, and I think that friendship holds him. Though all his instincts are saying, run, and he stays.
Okay, that's good. You know what? That's a friend. If I ever heard one, that's good. So and you just go back into the town, and you just kind of. Well,
we go back to the hotel he runs.
You build up a story about how. So I'm gonna. Yeah. That's really beautiful, actually. So I'm gonna in terms of you have to check a skill and create a skill. I'm gonna say that was resilience. You showed resilience in the face of this new. You've gone to New York. You've tried to reintegrate into society. I think that's showing a lot of resilience. So I'm going to check that skill as being used. And then you need to create a new skill. I think dock worker. Even though it's not going to be useful now. But that's what you've got. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for this first part.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us on this first section. Where will Thomas Hawkshaw end up next? Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you, Drew, for leading me on this journey.